The Taliban's return to power in Afghanistan has raised concerns that several terror groups like Al-Qaeda and ISIS will rise up to threaten the world. The Taliban recently appointed members of their most dangerous al-Qaeda-intertwined component, the Haqqani network, to take the lead in Kabul, making clear that transnational jihad is still a core part of their agenda. Highlighting the complexity of the terrorist threat in South Asia, the European Foundation for South Asian Studies, or EFSAS, hosted a webinar titled Afghanistan and the Region Post-Taliban Takeover.
Implementation of new interim government led by Taliban hardliners, including several terror leaders to execute a strict Islamic rule over the country, has certainly rung alarm bells for the international security agencies. The Taliban's return to power in Afghanistan has raised concerns that several terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda and ISIS will rise up to threaten the world. To discuss the threat of terrorism emanating under the Taliban reign, the European Foundation for South Asian Studies (EFSAS) hosted a webinar titled Afghanistan and the Region Post-Taliban Takeover. During the discussions, experts have shown concern about the reports regarding foreign arms and ammunition that have fallen into the hands of the Taliban, which are being reportedly diverted to other terror groups in Afghanistan.
The greatest concern for the international community, particularly the Americans, is what's going to happen about terrorist groups in Afghanistan, in and around Afghanistan. There are major expectations tied into this. I think there are some groups that the Taliban may try to control. There are some groups that they may not be able to control, and others they may not wish to control. I think we know roughly how that's going to pan out. And I think, Junaid, I think you said there are many terrorist groups already encouraged. Sorry, maybe it's Dorothy. Encouraged by Taliban success and looking to emulate this sort of success. If the Taliban can do it, why can't we? As far afield as Africa, Syria, Iraq, but more close to home as well. Pakistani Taliban, TTP. I heard the spokesman, Mujahid Zubair Mujahid, make a favourable mention to fellow Muslims in Kashmir.
Observers said the Taliban's promise for not turning Afghanistan into a safe haven for terrorists is far from the truth, given that many Al-Qaeda, Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan and Islamic State fighters find refuge on its territory. The current Taliban regime consists of blacklisted individuals like the members of Haqqani network, hence putting the international community in a very difficult position in terms of recognizing a government with its officials listed on various terrorist sanction lists.
The Taliban cabinet, the caretaker government, shows that how much they care about the concerns of the rest of the world about terrorist actors and organizations not being active in Afghanistan. They have people, Haqqani network, part and parcel of the Taliban government right now. Four major positions have been given to Haqqani various people from Haqqani network, and there are already millions of dollars, $5 million, for example, reward given on any information on the whereabouts of those actors. So how is Taliban going to negotiate and talk and get engaged with a dialogue with the Western countries, particularly the US?
Concerns have been raised that the Taliban-led Afghanistan is going to provide a hospitable operating environment for terrorists, insurgents and militias of various tribes. There is the possibility of Pakistan-based terror groups, including Al-Qaeda, to get more strategic space in Taliban-ruled territories due to umbilical links between Rawalpindi and the insurgent leadership. Thus, Afghanistan may once again become a magnet or hub for foreign terrorist fighters.